Okay, and I think I'm back. Everybody's disappeared. Sorry about that, but it was an important call I had to take. Well, I'll wait a couple of minutes, otherwise that'll be the end of the stream, I suppose. Two, okay, there's two that are back. I don't know what happens when I go offline, if the stream just dies or what, but anyway, well, there's five of you back up there, so I forget what I was. I think I was just mentioning something about the potential of oh, cool, Salsa Bear is still there. Ah, we got the one down vote. He's made it. He never come. Oh no, it was a mistaken down vote. It's now an up vote. So well, six up votes and there's only five of you. That's pretty interesting. Stream dies. No, it didn't die. It's a new stream. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how it works, so I just clicked again because I must be. Okay. I'm just waiting for a couple more of you to come in. I don't know if it's a new stream, if the other people are getting notified or not. Another was like 30 something of you, another's like 7. So maybe because it's in. Let me just see what it looks like when I go to the actual the channel. I don't know what that's like. No, that's not it. There we go. Oh, I see. So that, well, I don't know. It's over here. It's still saying live. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. On my side, it looks like it's just continuing. No, the Muslim is here. He's back. And sorry, I'm just, it's just my dad. In the meantime, ask some, okay. If an SSPX parish is the only parish close to me that offers the traditional Latin Mass, should I attend it? I'm a former Protestant thanks to reading Believe and St. Thomas Aquinas. Dan Boone, I never tell people not to do stuff. Yeah, check it out. It might be, it'll at least give you a flavor of things. It might not be the best place to go. And I think in the SSPS Mass, it's what they call a una cum Mass, which means that they mention the fake Pope in the Mass, which I find sacrilegious, so I wouldn't take part in that bit. But you don't have to say it, or you can say something else under your breath or whatever. And sorry about this, but I just need to send a message. Okay, talk later, Dad. That's it. So, where are we? 9. Okay, I seem to have lost most of you. Sorry about that abrupt ending, but it was an important call. I had to take it. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the background of my family, and my wife's about to pop another kid. So technically, the new baby should have come today, but looks like I think only my first daughter was spot on time. My little dude is a few days late, and this one looks like she might not be. Are the chats from the previous live here? I had replied to you. No, I don't see the chats from the previous one. They will be. Oh, wait, let me see if I go back to the. Possibly, if I go to the. If I go to the live stream, maybe I can see the previous chats. I don't know. I'm gonna go check. Videos. Live. Let's see. No, I don't see the previous chats. Sorry. So whatever you said, I didn't get to it, mate. Might just tell me again. Definitely didn't see that. Thank you. Learning to read and tie my shoes now. A proper Catholic. I pray I'll be soon. Very good, Dan Boone. Ah, the High Priestess is back. Well, we're all good. She's here. We're all good. 13 of you. Coven of Witches. Yeah, I don't remember what I asked you, Sid. Oh, I think I asked you, like, what do you do as as a Muslim? How do you think about the hardcore Catholic group that you're listening to right now? Yeah, I think that was the question. I'm really interested in your answer, so just tell us again if you don't mind. Oh, and the other thing I was gonna possibly do was the live inquisition of some blasphemers and heretics. But I think I need to get a proper Pope hat for that. Do it properly. Okay, well, like I said, my apologies for the abrupt sort of cut off, but there are family stuff that are quite important. So. Okay, maybe Sid's gone for a toilet break. That was basically about it. Like, I started talking about the blog post and I sent you the link, which, let's see if I still have it. There we go. There's the link again to the blog. That was essentially discussing big picture, why Catholicism is much better than all the other so-called denominations. And it is because it's absolutely Christianized and civilized the planet, while Protestantism hasn't. In fact, I give a brief list of what Protestantism has done, and for those of you that, you know, reading kind of has the same effect on you as garlic has on vampires, let me give you a little read of just pieces of the blog post. So this is what Catholicism is responsible for: the creation of the scientific method of analysis and discovery, the muting of and eventual ending of slavery, the treatment of women and children in a manner that, while maintaining their correct position in the hierarchy of the family as subject to the male head of a household, nevertheless valued them as individuals and placed the need to look after widows and orphans as a Catholic duty, created multiple high trust societies throughout Europe, created multiple and numerous orders of lay people that tended to the sick and wounded or injured, in effect inventing the very concept of hospitals and sanatoriums, created multiple orders of lay people, honor-bound to protect those who could not protect themselves, defended Europe from the depredations and ravages and kidnappings of the Muslims, created innumerable works of beauty, art, architecture, and cathedrals that could take a generation to complete for their majesty and detail, which ensured permanent places of worship for the faithful throughout the earth, created a real brotherhood of man by ensuring the Mass was done exactly the same and in the same language, Latin, no matter where it took place. The importance of this fact in creating a high-trust society cannot be overemphasized. Insisted in no contraception and that marriage was not subject to divorce. The importance of this in not resulting in the degenerate practices that ultimately culminate in mass abortions cannot be done justice to in writing. And that is just a little, the big chunks of what the Catholics did. Can I expound upon what I mean by ended slavery? Essentially, it was Catholics that thought that it was, not right to have slaves or to have the concept of slavery. The Catholics were very early on in thinking that you shouldn't enslave people. And over time, they essentially, stopped practicing it. Quite a bit earlier than some of the Protestant countries. Now, let's look at what Protestantism has done. If you're a Protestant, what has Protestantism achieved? Other than 40,000 denominations and counting, this is what they've achieved. Divorce, including no-fault divorce. The secularization of Christian humanity. The normalization of sexual relations before any hint of promise of marriage, a direct consequence of letting divorce happen, by the way, in the first place. The normalization of abortion, which is murder, under the guise of family planning. If ever there was an inversion of terms, which is always satanic, think on that one a bit, This one is pretty obvious. But also you need to understand that abortion is a direct consequence of divorce and is a direct consequence of contraception. Because then sex becomes sport fucking instead of reproduction, and there you go. You don't want to fuck up your sport fucking with a child, so you kill the child. What else did he do? The introduction of literally anyone being a pastor. The introduction of female pastors. The introduction of lesbian, atheist, female pastors taking the cross down from their church so it's not offensive to Muslims that might wander in by mistake. And no, not making that one up. That's a real thing that happened. The normalization of homosexuality, the normalization of gay marriage, the normalization of sexual dysmorphia resulting in the trans movement. Increasingly, the normalization of pedophilia, the normalization of the civic practices such as feminism, single-parent families, sexual deviancy of all sorts. Now, and I'm reading my own words from the blog, now you might say that most pastors of one of the 40,000 denominations of Protestantism don't necessarily support, say, abortion. But you certainly cannot say every one of them is dogmatically bound to reject it. None of them are, because it is an absolute tenet of Protestantism that each man has the capacity, and indeed should exercise it, to interpret the Bible as he or she sees fit. Furthermore, if you bother to notice objectively, you will find that Protestant churches are not really anything other than a business. One designed to provide profit to the ruling class that formed the corporation. The church. That they exercise power over as pastors. So, yeah, that's basically the difference. So, all right, and Sid K says, I do like your channel because it's unapologetically objective. Reals before feels. Also, I don't agree with a lot of Islamic dogma and opinions that is being spread by Muslim sheikhs, scholars. Well, that's interesting. One of my very best friends was raised Muslim, and he's definitely not a Muslim anymore, which I know for you guys carries some pretty serious penalties. As in, I think the death penalty is enforced for Muslims that stop being Muslims. So I get it if you're going to be a little bit protective of that. But yes, I absolutely advise you to, maybe read some Christian apologetics, possibly the New Testament, um, some really good books that I would suggest for someone who's still researching the whole concept of Christianity. I would suggest the book called The Cloud of Unknowing. Get the Penguin translation of the Old English. It's the most easy one to read in English. But I also suggest you go online and you download the PDF in Old English and compare the modern English with the Old English, because it gives you a really cool flavor. And it's a very small book. It's only got like 72 chapters, but each chapter is like a page at most, Some chapters are just a paragraph. So it's like, probably like 100 pages or something. It's a bit like Believe, very short book, very effective. And it's worth reading it in both the Old English and the modern English. So I'd like to see a live inquisition of the big blasphemous German. This would be an epic but short-lived flame war, I think. His theological capacity is that of a 12-year-old. Well, Jordan James has guessed it. The heretic blasphemous Owen Benjamin has blasphemed against the Holy Mother of God, Mary. He has done so on his Instagram, which was brought to my attention by, of course, our very own High Priestess of the Kurgan personality cult. And I think I will have to do a live inquisition of Owen Benjamin. Yes, I think I just need to get my proper inquisition hat and write down the list of questions, and then I shall inquisitor him thoroughly. And I'm sure it will get back to him somehow. And it should be quite funny, I think. Sid K says, I studied in South Africa for 6 years, and many of the guys were attracted to young boys and would fantasize about it. There were even some guys who were known for it, but were still in school. I'm assuming that you went to a Muslim school? I don't know. But yeah, sodomy in Islam is essentially, accept it's just part of the culture as far as I understand it. The raping of little kids is actually a cultural thing. They even have a name for it. I forget what it is. But yeah, it's pretty tragic, dude. So, and if you're a Muslim and you don't know about Christianity, I get it. It's a pretty interesting path to take. But you must know that there are groups and organizations of ex-Muslims that have stopped being Muslim and have rejected Islam and have become Christians in many cases. So, go online and look for that stuff. Also, whenever I've read through most of the religious works of most religions. I've read the Bhagavad Gita, I've read the Quran. Funnily enough, I haven't finished reading the Bible yet, but I know enough about it to know that it is it makes logical sense, Oh, pardon me. Well, what was it? The whole Owen blasphemy thing was brought to the attention of Social Galactic by a Protestant, to be fair. I didn't know that. I don't know. I don't follow what Owen does, and I haven't for over a year. I think he's gone a bit off the deep end, so I don't know what he does. I mean, like people write to me or I'll get a message or something, but I don't know, that those things that are being said about him, I don't know if they're true. I don't know if they're lies. But that, the thing you posted on Social Galactic, that's definitely him. That's from his Instagram account. So, there you go. So who actually was it in Social Galactic? SG is Social Galactic. It's kind of like Twitter, but like by invitation only to through Vox's blog. And if you're a member of unauthorized, if you pay for one of the unauthorized channels, I don't know, it's like $5 a month or something. So, oh, it was Bill. Bill. I never know how to pronounce Bill. The French pronunciation is Bill, but Bo is awesome. Bo is like a captain in the Salvation Army, I think, or something along those. And that guy has brought more people to Christ than anyone I know. You love Vox. Well, I will be passing on the message to him that there is a Muslim that would like to give him a strong man hug. He loves his man hugs, and I'm sure that will make his day. David Perkins says he stopped listening around the Nick Fuentes nonsense. I don't know that I wasn't. I don't think I was listening at the Nick Fuentes nonsense. The last two things I think I saw of Owen were because somebody told me that he was talking shit about me because of the COVID stuff when I was saying, look, if these numbers are correct, then the COVID thing is a mortality of like 40%. Now, as it happens, I was wrong about that because the numbers were not correct. But a lot of people did die of COVID, but they were all comorbidities and whatever. We now got a lot better data. And all I'm saying is, which is what I said at the time, right, wrong, or indifferent, this would be the prudent thing to do, especially if you're a father of children and, you've got responsibilities and so on. And that's what I did. And then when it turns out, oh, it's all bullshit, well, then it's all bullshit. Fine. But I don't know, he made some disparaging comments, and I sort of went to look, and to be fair, I didn't have the time to waste, and I saw pieces of what he said, and I was like, it wasn't even, I don't think it was that, huge an issue or whatever. And yeah, somebody did send me about the Nick Fuentes thing, and I did see a clip. I can't remember where, I don't know if somebody sent it to me, I think someone must have sent me a link, because I genuinely haven't watched any of his streams on unauthorized for a while. I tried to look at one or two on DLive when he switched to that, but I'm like kind of retarded when it comes to technological stuff, and so I didn't. I couldn't actually get it to. I didn't know how it worked, and it was just too complicated. Just get off my lawn, right? It's like setting the video thing for when you had VHS tapes. I don't want to know. I know how to operate a bolt action, and that's good enough for me. So I didn't really follow that, but I did see some Nick Fuentes stuff, and it seemed a bit absurd to me. Again, I'm probably missing pieces of it because I don't know, but it seemed like Nick said a pretty uncontroversial thing, saying, well, I don't know that we're friends or that we agree on everything, but okay, the guy has some positions or whatever. And I think Owen just lost his shit. So I don't know what that was about. Maybe there's something else behind it. Maybe there was other videos I haven't seen. I don't know. But like I said, I don't know. It's like internet drama. Who gives a shit? It's not really anything really relevant. But yeah, I haven't been watching him for a long time. Even Protestant Vox slanders the Holy Catholic Church as a liar to hide his indulgences of long hugs. Whoa, I think you crossed the line there. I don't know, Slanty Chauffeur Bear might have just snorted some coke. I'm not sure what he, she, it is saying. Of long hugs. That's very good though. That is funny. Nick Fuentes is a homosexual. I don't know. Maybe he is. I really don't know. I don't follow. I don't watch the guy. By a Muslim dude. Very good. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys are getting into the spirit of things. Very good. Yeah, but yeah, I'm interested, in the Muslim perspective on things because I've mentioned several times the guy I used to work with was a hardcore Muslim. And I respect him a lot more than I do any churchian, pretty much, because he pretty much told me to my face, yeah, this is what I believe. And when I pointed out to him that being his belief and my being belief what it was, if one or the other one of us ever took over, the other guy would have to be wiped out. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly right. So, he wasn't denying his view of things, which I might completely disagree with him to the point of death, but I respect his willingness to show it, you know. Okay, well that's pretty much me done. Like I said, sorry sort of for the abrupt interruption and then rescheduling or whatever. I'll call this part 2 and put it up. But anyway, thank you all for being here. I'll give you another minute just in case you want to ask me anything or put up any other questions. Let's see, I didn't miss anything, did I? Tried Nick Fuentes for 45 seconds. Cringe attack from his voice was too much to bear. Well, he's a young guy. I don't know, he's... yeah, I don't know. I don't... He's not as annoying as Ben Shapiro, surely. I think I've seen Nick Fuentes speak a couple of times. I don't know, didn't think he was as, certainly nowhere near as annoying as Ben Shapiro. Thanks again for the amazing new book, Salsa Bear Day. Oh, okay. How far are you with it? You've certainly beaten Nicator Bear, whatever. Oh, I guess maybe he's not in the chat now. But I think he's on page 6, struggling through the table of contents. Yes, worse. Ben Shapiro's worse. Definitely worse. He sounds like a fly with constipation. It's just annoying. He's there, Nick Bear. Come on, what page are you on? Of the 530 pages, come on, tell us. Tell us. I want to show where you are. Salsa Bear finished a few days ago. Took about 3 weeks. I am very, very impressed, Salsa Bear. And if you haven't already done so, please leave me a review. That's pretty good going, because it is a pretty technical book. So, you know, it's... I don't think it's particularly difficult to read. I would really like, since you're here, Salsa Bear, I would like to know if you found it an easy enough read or not. I'm assuming if it took 3 weeks that, you know, you probably have a job and a life and doing other things. Is Bishop Donald Sanborn a good source for Catholicism in the USA? Yeah, he's a valid bishop, and generally his teachings are good. He is unfortunately a clergyman of power rather than piety. So he's interested in his, I think, I don't know if it's for personal reasons or for what he thinks is the greater good, but he certainly has an interest in controlling money, people, and so on to a certain extent. So while he is a valid bishop and can and does issue the sacraments validly, let's just say that we don't see eye to eye. Apparently Shapiro and Crowder are gay, according to Owen. Yeah, but I don't know. I think according to Owen, everyone is gay. Come to think of it, I don't remember, even like when I used to watch his streams over a year ago, I don't remember a single stream where he didn't bring up gay sex at some point. It's kind of weird, you know. It's somebody on the Social Galactic thread, a guy I know quite well, actually mentioned that the association of sexuality with religion is an extremely Jewish thing. Kind of have to concur, certainly with the Jews that I've met anyways. Looking forward to another interesting and enlightening stream with you and Woolly Ram. You're not the only one, Michelle. Apparently the High Priestess has also been requesting another stream with Woolly Ram, and we will do one. I think I don't know, I'm gonna ping him an email and maybe we'll do maybe this Friday, which is tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have to kind of see because, like I said, I've got a baby that's supposed to pop out anytime, but we'll find out. Nicator Bear is on page 105, but I didn't read from the beginning. About 40 pages so far. Oh, okay. So he skipped, which is fine, you know. I don't have an issue with that with books of this nature because they're sort of technical and you might want to check out a specific topic from the table of contents. You've realized where you want to go. So yeah, that makes sense. So 105 is here, just to give you an idea. This is when Nicoto Bear is currently on, but he's really only read about this much. Look at that. Look at that. And now you tell me why I say that millennials are illiterate. There you go. There are certain words that will cause messages in here to disappear. Annoying. Oh, I didn't know that. Jordan James, can you tell us what those words are without typing them all out? Salsa Bear says, I'm a slow reader, but it was easier since I'm familiar with your speech patterns. Okay. Yeah, it's not particularly, it's not difficult language. It's just, you know, I thought it was pretty straightforward, but it can get a bit technical. Carbonari documents, very interesting. Indeed, the Alta Vendita of the Carbonari is a piece of history that most people have not got a clue it even exists. And you absolutely need to know about it if you're going to understand anything about Catholicism and the infiltration of the church. Have you seen the images of Owen in a dress at a party? He's certified. Yeah, I think somebody posted them, or maybe so. I can't remember if it was on a stream or somewhere else. He did quite a bit of stuff in a dress, or where he was pretending to be gay, or with Crowder, I think. I don't know. I think that was a while back. But yeah, I don't know. It's shit that I would have just never done. But I don't know. People in Hollywood, I guess they do that stuff. They're all kind of weird. So drama initiators and smart boys get the fuck out. Indeed. Dances with logos. By talking about Owen like this, it's just doing what he does to people. Not gonna help. Hypocritical. Needs to be edifying. Talking about Owen like this, it's just doing what he does. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean, dances with logos, but I'll talk whichever way I want about whatever. I mean, I don't care, but still, I'm not sure what you're saying. Are you saying that we're denigrating? I'm not denigrating, I'm just making observations. And like I said, half the stuff that I get told about Owen, I don't know if it's true or not, because I know it's got a lot of detractors and whatever. So. That is true about vanishing messages. Anything about the rollerblading incident? Oh! So can you not type the word Holocaust? I've had messages containing the words muzzies and Down syndrome deleted, but spelled properly, of course. I wasn't talking to you, Kurgan. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I didn't see anything very disparaging here or whatever, but you know, people are allowed to express their opinions. I'll correct them if I think they're out of line. Bringing up stuff that doesn't matter. Oh, okay, like the dress, wearing in a dress or whatever. Yeah. It's what he's saying now and doubling down on. Yeah. Yeah, look, like I said, I don't care if the guy wore a dress at some point in his past or, you know, whatever. It's not, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm just saying it's not something I've ever done, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe life circumstances or something. It's just how things happen, you know. It's not. I don't consider that a thing really. But yeah, the whole blasphemy stuff. I think that's an unfortunate choice on his part. It's not wise. Just put it that way. At the very least, you can say it's not wise. And Dances with Logos says she agrees. Well, I guess I'm just trying to think of that sort of area, you know, what kind of potentially, I mean, I've done all sorts of shit, so I don't know. But I don't remember I've ever worn a dress. I worn a toga, you know, toga party. I've gone to an actual club, you know, like a dancing club. with a friend of mine who was also in a toga, because I had a motorbike, and we're like, "Ah, the party's finished. Ah, these people are wussies. It's still early. It's not even midnight. Well, I got a bike. What do you want to do? Let's go clubbing." Okay, cool. So we went on my motorbike, and we're two guys. I mean, he's Greek and I'm Italian, and we're dressed in togas, which were like, pretty short, like Roman little togas. And we walked into this club together, but not together he was just my friend. He was my buddy. It wasn't like, we weren't homos or anything. And we went there and we had fun. It was cool. But it wasn't a dress. I don't remember really wearing women's clothes as a thing, even as a joke. I don't know. I could have possibly maybe worn some girlfriend's knickers for just a laugh, like in bed with her. I don't know. I don't remember doing that, but it's possible that I don't know. I honestly don't remember ever wearing women's clothes at all. But it can happen. I don't know. What I'm saying is that I don't think that makes you gay specifically or anything. It's just you're having a laugh or whatever. Yeah. What's your take on Bergoglio's new Fruity Tooty document? Well, I don't have a take on Bergoglio's Fruity Tooty document because it is a pure satanic Freemasonic production. So, just like if you asked me what I think of some voodoo practitioner in Jamaica that produced a document purporting to be talking about the Catholic Church, absolutely irrelevant. I wouldn't even use it to wipe my backside. I'm sure the paper is a bit too rough and content just doesn't absorb enough spiritual matter, which one of my turds would be, considering comparing it to Bergoglio himself. Strangely enough, Crowther seems to have many of his guests and workers dress up in dresses. Something odd with Crowther. Yeah, I don't know. I think I do remember from when I think it was over a year ago when Owen was saying that Crowther's like married to a beautiful woman that doesn't want to, and he doesn't want to have kids. Yeah, there probably is something weird with that guy. If Artisan Farmer were to set a goal to barracks and supply a future Inquisition of the Pacific coast of the USA, how many souls do you expect he should account for? Well, that depends on his logistics. How many tanks does he got? Can he take on Washington? Millions, I would presume. Sid K says Owen should be observed objectively, though. We can't have sincere people following him if he's not what he says. That is a very good point. I am shocked and surprised that our Muslim friend has made a very logical observation. That is absolutely correct. Indeed, good point. And not just Owen. I think anybody should be objectively observed. And if you are a sincere person, yeah, I absolutely. As I've said many times, there are only two types of people: those who love truth and those who don't. And if you're one of those who don't, I want nothing to do with you, man. Nothing. Literally nothing to do with you. Nikita Bear says, Owen needs to drop some pride. I'm feeling like you guys are doing the Inquisition here. I'll do a formal Inquisition, but mine's going to be funny. You guys are a bit more... Owen needs to drop some pride and be more intellectually humble. He clearly has no idea of things he viciously attacks, blasphemes against. Yeah, I mean, flat earth, drinking turpentine, and now this thing with Mary, it's retarded. But, whatever. Owen is an entertainer. So what? So what? What's your point? That's not an excuse. LS says, I'm inclined to like Owen, and I don't know if he's committed to that blasphemy or just using it as an attack against perceived enemies, but I'm all for a humor Inquisition. Yeah, I don't dislike Owen. I still think he's probably coming from a good place, but and again, I don't know his situation. I don't know what his pressures are. I don't know what the story is. That I do get, people send me stuff, and I've certainly got a bunch of information that purports to be true or not. I don't know. I can't be bothered. I don't really care. I've seen all sorts of accusations. I don't know that they're true or not, because I honestly don't follow what he does anymore at all. So, but I'll bring it up in the Inquisition. It'll be a good thing. In the Inquisition, we will have possible accusations, fake accusations, proper accusations, and formal heresy accusations. I think I'll do a full-on job. Then he needs to stop calling himself a Christian, living the true Christian way when he acts like a woman. Yeah, see, that again, that is correct. Now, you cannot call yourself a Christian and question the Trinity. It's kind of a tenet of, if you think that the Trinity is gay, absolutely not a Christian of any kind. There is no denomination of Christianity that thinks that the Trinity is gay. So, there's that. So, yeah. The other day, a visiting priest at my Novus Ordo parish, who is clearly mentally ill and can barely speak, stated that the point of worshipping the Holy Sacrament is to be obedient to your bishop. No, that is a lie. That is an absolute lie. In fact, it is a Christian duty, a Catholic duty, to point out heresy. Even a child can point out heresy in a bishop. And if that is the case, the Novus Ordo have fully sent it. Yeah, the Novus Ordo are Satanists. They're actual Satanists. And the people in power, certainly the clergy in the Novus Ordo, the fake clergy, especially at levels of bishops, they're absolutely knowingly imposters, heretics, satanic Freemasons. And I would suggest that if a priest, somebody who got ordained in the Novus Ordo, pretending to be a Catholic, isn't aware of Vatican II, then he is criminally incompetent. If he is not intentionally, criminally, satanically bad, he is criminally incompetent. There is such a thing in law as criminal incompetence, when you're so fucking stupid that it is a crime. It is literally a crime. And anybody who's a priest in the Novus Ordo who doesn't know about Vatican II and is genuinely fooled, he's incompetent to a level that makes him responsible, criminally so. Damn G2G. See you and the Kurgan and see you all. Got to go. Oh, right. Okay. Bye-bye, Muslim friend. Dances with logos and regularly falls for dumb Satanists and calls audience dumb for being actual Christians. Yeah, I know. There was one of the things that I got sent was that whole James True guy. I've literally watched 5 minutes of that guy, and I'm like, this is a druggie burnt out. He's a burnt out druggie who's like a Satanist who says that pedophilia is required. Anyone, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care what you call yourself. Anyone that says pedophilia is required and needs to exist, I will gladly burn at the fucking stake right next to the pedophiles themselves. Anyone who believes that sticking your dick into little children is necessary for any reason whatsoever, as far as I'm concerned, should be tied to a pole, stacked with cordwood, add a bit of accelerant if you're feeling merciful, and set on fire until they become a greasy spot. That's it. That's what I believe. Absolutely. And no one's going to change my mind about that. By the way, don't forget to like the stream. Oh, yeah. We kind of fooled the downvoter dude. I don't know if he manages to catch this one. Maybe he just missed it. What did he say about Mary? Oh, he said that Mary looks like a vagina and Catholics are worshipping a vagina in church. That's, it's retarded. He called the Holy Ghost the Holy Squirt, accusing the Father of pederasty, the fruits of Protestantism right there. Indeed. Although I would say those are just straight up blasphemies. I think even your average Protestant would object to that. James True is a CIA chemistry experiment. David Perkins. That's pretty good, because they probably burnt him out with LSD. And that's the husk that's left over. YouTube, Church of the Eternal Logos, did a good little segment on James True. Well, I hope they burnt him at the stake, because that's what he deserves. James True went off the rails last one. Okay. AJ Rhino Bear, hello, sir. Now, AJ, I think I sent you an email not too long ago. Maybe you've been busy. I was just wondering whether you've accomplished your mission. This is not so average Protestant. Agreed. That's some serious blasphemy. Yes, it is. It is absolutely serious blasphemy. And you've convinced me. I shall do a Kurgan live stream Inquisition. I don't know when. Unless my baby's born the next day or two, I might have to skip a while, but we'll see. Okay, well, I think we've talked enough about Owen, quite frankly. So, yeah. Unless there's any last questions, 46 minutes. Where does the time go when you're having fun with your friends? I am going to say goodnight. I haven't been able to check. I'm currently in the process of moving to PA. Tomorrow is my first day in the new... Oh, cool, cool, excellent. Oh, so this will happen soon. AJ Rhino has a mission to accomplish. One he took on all by himself, and I'm very proud and happy of it. Can't wait for him to let me know when he's done with it. Thank you, Dancers with Logos, and I shall do the same for your families and all my little streamers in here, because you're all good people. If you're in my stream, you're definitely not a Gamma, because you're still in my stream. That's how I know. Good night all, thank you very much. And again, my apologies for the abrupt ending in part 2, but I shall post both of them, make sure they're both going up. I'll just relabel this one once it's uploaded. Thank you all, and sorry AJ Rhino, I'm off to go, but AJ Rhino, just so you know, there was another stream before this one that got cut off because I had to take a call, and then we carried on to this one. 3 hours from you, well, not that far away, and I think you might be pleasantly surprised when the little community that's in PA starts to overflow and grow. It's going to be some hardcore Catholics in Pennsylvania, of all places. I need to find out where that is exactly. Okay, good night all, and thank you again. He just drove 6,000 miles solo. That's pretty impressive. I think the most I did in one go was about 1,500 kilometers. That's not even 1,000 miles. But I did that in like 14 hours, so that was pretty good going. Swiss bears are 3 apart. Cool. Thank you for the prayers. God bless your family, and good night, Kurgan Immortal. Thank you all, Immortals. We shall reconvene soon for an Inquisition. Remember, I'll post it. I'll give you advance notice. Good night.